Welcome to In My Toolbox, the weekly talk show that will help you learn on how to maximize and optimize your hard-earned money and to be able to build a dependable future for you and your family. But always remember, in any idea that will transpire in this show, always consult with your financial advisors, insurance professionals, and or tax consultants. Good evening. I'm your host, Enrico Pobre, sales, marketing, and trainer, an economist, and an entrepreneur, and a financial professional. So, good evening, everybody. Again, welcome to our debut for In My Toolbox. And we're going to be a good platform for any financial or other money matters, So, we can talk about credit scores, student loans, tax preparation, offshore accounts, retirement accounts, life and health insurance, long-term care, Medicare, annuities, and cryptocurrencies. You name it, we're going to be talking about that here in this talk show. And definitely, it's not going to be a very serious one. We'll try to make it very fun and very, tawag dito, balitaktakan, kumbaga. So that's very good. Our debut topic for tonight is one of my favorites, of course, in finance. We will be talking about life insurance that will help you to become your own banker. Parang iba, no? It's kind of new. Life insurance, becoming a banker, so there's more to it. There's a lot of twist onto that. But of course, to help us navigate this topic, I have invited some resource speakers. Both are financial professionals, but their backgrounds are somewhat different, So without further ado, let's just introduce our guest for tonight. First off would be Mr. Orville Arias. He's a business owner. He's a Navy veteran, 20 years in LAPD. Can you imagine that? All right. And also now a financial professional. So let's all welcome Mr. Orville Arias, the Chief Financial Officer for I4 Global. And of course, the other one that I'll be introducing to you guys is Mr. Sonny Landero. Of course, a business owner. He used to be the commissioner for public works for the city of Carson in California, and now a financial professional. And usually I tell him he's also a professional bowler and golfer. Okay, so let's just welcome our guest speakers for tonight. Sir Orville, thank you for being here in the show tonight, and Mr. Sonny Landero. You might want to greet our viewers for tonight.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Dito, maraming salamat. Thank you so much, Enrico, for having us here, especially with having Sonny here with us. Thank you for inviting us to your show.
Para sa ating lahat ito, right? Thank you so much. I know you're busy, and I know you also came from California, and I had to call you and come over here, and thank you for taking the time, Kuya O. And of course, Sonny Landero. Why not greet everybody, Sonny?
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. It's an honor to be on your show. Hopefully, the people will learn something today.
Oh, alam niyo, swerte tayong lahat. This is the first show of In My Toolbox, Awesome. And what I'm so excited about, because our topic today is somewhat very unconventional. Kaya kailangan ko kayo dito para pag-usapan natin ang very unconventional way of explaining to people our main topic today. Again, it's my favorite, So, ang pangalan nito, ang topic natin is turning liabilities into assets using infinite banking concept,
Correct.
So, alam ko, usually pag kinakausap natin yung mga business owners, tinatanong natin, have you heard of this new business strategy that will be able to help your business, called turning liabilities into an asset, So, what does it mean? I think ito ata yung sinasabi nilang you can convert your expenses in making money for you. Pero ang behind ata dito sa idea na to, the strategy, is what you call infinite banking concept. So isa rin yan sa pag-uusapan natin, Orville and Sonny. Okay?
Tama ka dyan, Enrico.
So that's very good. So this is actually going to be a little bit mind-twisting, pero susubukan natin para sa ating mga audience, para maintindihan nila ito on a very layman's term. Okay? So infinite banking concept daw is a concept that will be able to help you manage your finances like the banking system. Ang tanong dito bakit ba? Di ba? Sunny, tanong ko nga sa'yo, paano ba nag-ooperate ang bangko? Paano ba yun?
Well, usually all of us use a bank to put our money in because so we can deposit money,
Correct.
take the money out. But then the banks are using our money for their investments. They put it into investments.
That's right.
And they get high yield interest into real estate and all of that. And then the bank charges, and then we get a loan from the bank.
That's right.
And then
Wow.
we end up paying the high interest from the bank. And then the bank, with our money, with our savings in the bank, they only give us a small percentage.
Totoo
Not
yan.
even 1%.
Exactly, right? It's
Right.
0.003, I don't know, right.
Right.
But we already know what the concept is.
Some minimal amount.
Yeah, that's actually how the banking system works, and everybody would probably agree. No, well, there's more to it, but I'm just trying to point out, or we're just trying to point out how the banking system really works for everybody, di ba?
Correct.
So yun, So kung ganun pala, everything that the banking, the banking system are doing, syempre para sa kanila lahat ng benefit na yun,
Right.
Using people's money,
Right.
So lahat ng benefit nasa bangko. Tanong ko sa inyo, what if you become your own bank, Maganda siguro because you're gonna be reaping all the benefits of becoming a bank,
Yeah, that would be great.
You
It'd
know?
be OPM.
That's gonna be an OPM. So now, yung infinite banking concept, is actually a concept that will teach all of us on how to operate our finances like a bank. Just like what you said. Pero definitely, hindi to yung nagtatayo tayo ng bangko,
Brick and
mortar.
mortar, yeah.
Exactly. So, Orville, let me, probably, you can give me light on this one. Infinite banking concept. Ano ba tong infinite banking concept na to?
Maganda yung sinabi ni Sunny, Enrico. Sino ba nagsabi sa atin na magbangko tayo?
Totoo nga. Hoy, sabi ng nanay ko yun. My mom usually said that.
Noong panahon una, naglalagay tayo sa bangko para kumita yung pera natin.
Correct.
Pero ngayon hindi na. Katulad nga ng sinabi mo, napakaliit na sinabi ni Sunny. Very minuscule
Yeah.
amount of interest. So, ang inaano natin is for people to become their own banker. But the misconception is that they think you need to build a bank in a brick and mortar.
Hindi ba ganun yan?
Hindi ganun yun. Meron tayo yung concept na tinatawag na infinite banking concept.
Okay.
At katulad nga ng sinabi mo kanina, yun ang concept. Within that concept, nag-ano din tayo ng turning liabilities into asset.
Okay.
Which is, another story. But ang infinite banking concept actually is a process by which an individual becomes his or her own banker.
Oh.
The infinite banking concept was created by a gentleman named Nelson Nash.
Okay.
He has a book, Becoming Your Own Banker, that's available in Amazon or any other bookstore.
May plugging pa yun,
May
ha?
plugging pa yun. But that's a very good source for people to understand what becoming your own bank, meant or means. So actually, it's there are so many strategies you can form in that infinite banking. Actually,
Interesting,
Yeah.
Infinite banking concept, IBC.
IBC.
So, ibig
Correct.
mo sabihin doon, just to clarify, so yung infinite banking concept is gonna be your tool para maging bangko ang pag-operate mo sa finances mo.
exactly.
Very good.
Parang katulad din lang yan, Enrico, ng if you're traveling from Las Vegas, like I did this morning, I traveled from Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
Okay.
I had a choice. What vehicle will I use? Whether I'll take the
Mayaman to si
airplane
Kuya Orville, maraming kotse.
or I drive. So I decided to drive. So that was my vehicle.
Okay.
With infinite banking concept, this will be your vehicle in capital formation or other strategies depending on the plan and goal of each individual business or family.
Very good. Ganun pala yun, So, para maging bangko ang operation mo sa finances mo, kailangan natin, we need the infinite banking concept. That's gonna be the tool.
Right.
Okay, that's gonna be the tool to operate your finances like a bank. Oh, very good. Naintindihan. Medyo nakukuha ko yun, So, ibig sabihin nito, the infinite banking concept is gonna be the concept that will allow you to operate your finances like a bank. Ba, magaling to si Nelson Nash,
Yeah.
Eh, buhay pa ba yun?
I think he passed
away. Yeah.
But but at least that's a legacy that he left to
That's
everybody.
exactly.
Kung napakaganda na itong infinite banking concept na to, bakit hindi lahat ng tao na naririnig itong infinite banking concept na to?
Well, I think the problem is a lot of people don't believe it's true.
Oh,
Sometimes it's too good to be true.
Oh, yun, ano?
Yun ang ano, hindi sila naniniwala na
Pero
it's
sa,
possible.
sa tingin ko naman, this is all about being open. You know,
Yes.
lagi ko naman sinasabi yan. I'm also a financial professional, just like you guys. So, ang sinasabi ko, you just have to be open in understanding what else is out there.
Yeah.
You know, gaya ng the last time that I was here, I was telling people na every person, kung ano tayo ngayon was just brought about by circumstances in life. You know, hindi naman natin pinili ito Minsan nga sinabi ko nung bata ako, gusto ko maging artista. Hindi nangyari. No? Buti na lang may PHLB ngayon. So ngayon, ibig sabihin, where I am today, it was not really the plan that I was hoping to have when I was little, you know. Ganun din ang finances. Dumating tayo rito sa Amerika, lalo na mga bagong dating ladies and gentlemen, lalo na yung mga bagong dating dito sa Amerika, you know, marami dyan na marinig nyo na, you have to put your money here, put your money in there. Pero it doesn't mean that necessarily mean na yun, di ba? Do you guys agree on that? Kasi pagdating ko dito, 401k ka, ganito. You know? So there's a lot of platforms, you know. So just going back to the story, yung circumstances din natin alam natin sa financial services ngayon, kung ano lang yung ginagawa ng karamihan. You know? So yun. So I think this is a very good way also of understanding that there are unconventional ways of how to grow your hard-earned money. Gaya nga na sinabi ko, ang purpose talaga na itong show na to is to find ways and means for people to be able to put more into platforms that, syempre, hinahanap natin, may earning ba yan? Di ba? Safe ba yan?
Safe.
Pero importante din, di ba? Tax advantage.
Yeah, at yun nga sinabi mo, Enrico, it's unconventional. Because ang IBC has to be formulated with the marriage of a whole life insurance.
May insurance.
So lahat ng mga tao ngayon, pag narinig ang life insurance, there's some stigma to it. But this is a different whole life insurance that your grandfather or my grandfather and the great-grandfather knows. It's very different. But you need to be in that strategy. And also, not only just a regular whole life insurance, but it has to be in a company or carrier that's a mutual company that's paying dividend to make it the strategy work. So kaya unconventional siya. And when you said earlier na yun nga sinasabi mo na bakit hindi natin alam to. Mayroon akong isang kaibigan nga mentor dito sa na ito. Sinabi nga niya, sa Pilipinas, pag umuwi ka, sinabi mo na, ano ba ang latest model ng Rolls-Royce or Bentley? Wala nakakaalam. Pero pag sinabi mo, ano ang latest model ng Toyota or alam nila lahat yun. So, ang ibig sabihin doon, just because we don't know, it doesn't exist.
Correct.
Because it has been in existence for over 200 years. But at that time, only the wealthiest of the wealthy has access to it.
Okay.
But it was only when Nelson Nash, created this concept that it became available to regular people like us.
Very good. Thank you for that, for that history, Kuya. Alam mo, ang iniintindi ko lang, I'm just trying to piggyback on what you said. So, ibig sabihin, you have to formulate pala ang infinite banking concept. Mm-hmm. Ang ibig lang sabihin doon, sabi ni Kuya if I got it right, you have to have meron tayong kailangang formula on how to create the infinite banking concept para we can operate our finances like a bank.
Correct.
Okay. So, ang una doon, kailangan natin gumamit ng
I think
produkto.
there's three principles.
Three principles there, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Number one, ang sabi niya is the product should come from a mutual company. Okay? If I understand that right, a mutual company is a company that yung may-ari ng kumpanya are the contract holders.
Correct.
Correct, di ba? So, yun ang mutual company. Kasi there are other companies that are stock company. Ibig sabihin, stockholders owns it. A mutual company is the contract holders becomes part owner of the company.
Exactly.
Very good. So, ngayon, syempre, pag kumita sila, yung kumpanyang yan, they give also part of that earnings to the contract holders. That's where the dividend comes in. Mm-hmm. So, ibig sabihin, mutual company, tapos may dividends, and we need to use what? A whole life insurance.
Correct.
Panghirap naman itong formulang ito.
But you don't have to reinvent the wheel, Enrico, because these carriers Although there are only a handful of them that are doing this,
Okay.
they have already formulated that for you.
May shortcut na pala.
Yeah, so may mga expert dyan, may mga, especially, halimbawa, yung mga kasama ko sa I4 Global,
Okay.
they're already, they are very familiar on how to formulate or create a strategy or a design, if I may, that will fit your goals and plan.
Very good, ano? Ganun yun. So, meron na siyang shortcut.
Correct.
Ang gagawin mo lang, kailangan lang natin ng produkto nang gagaling dito sa mga kumpanyang ito.
Exactly.
Ay, napakadali niyan. Gusto ko niyan. So,
Oo.
mga kap, tawag ko sa inyo, mga kap, mga kapatid, So, that's very easy. So, ibig lang pala sabihin, for you to become your own bank, there's already products that are available out there na pwede na nating i-avail. Tapos, pwede na nating magamit, pwede na nating i-operate like
Exactly.
a bank. Okay, very good. I like that. Ganun palang ibig sabihin nito. So, ang idea nung tao dito ng infinite banking concept. So, sabi natin, may whole life insurance dito. Okay?
Aha.
Ang question ko ngayon dito, bakit kailangan ng whole life insurance? Alam mo, tamang sabi mo, Kuya Orville, na mga tao kasi when they hear life insurance, may stigma. Una-una, hindi naman ako mamatay. Parang ganun. So, that's another topic, mga kaibigan. But that's gonna be another topic that we're gonna talk about one of these days about this life insurance and why is it the most, for me, that's the most important financial tool that we will ever need, So, pero hindi natin siya pag-usapan ngayon. Ang question ko lang ngayon is, bakit natin kailangan ng whole life insurance dito sa infinite banking concept?
Yeah, the reason we need the life insurance, I don't know, Enrico, if you heard or you're familiar with the Internal Revenue Code 7702.
Very good.
Yeah. Kasi,
Pagkain ba yan? Pagkain?
Yeah. Let me just give you a little foundation. Yung familiar mga tao, 401k.
Correct. Hindi, naalala ko yan.
401k. 401k, that's still Internal Revenue Code.
Mm-hmm.
So, yung 7702, it's the law that was instituted by the Congress and then implemented by the Internal Revenue or the IRS in the early 80s.
Okay.
And what happened with this law is that that's the law that governs all the life insurance policies.
Correct.
So,
Actually, yun, naalala ko siya.
yeah.
Correct ka dyan, Kuya.
And that's why it's very important that this infinite banking concept is formulated or designed within a whole life insurance because it's protected by this law,
Okay.
the IRC 7702.
Very good.
And that makes it safe, liquid when it comes to IBC. It has to be designed that way. And it's also safe from judgment, liens, divorce, garnishment, and other things.
Maganda yan,
So,
Alam mo, pag
protection.
ganyan naririnig ko, protection against liens, garnishes, judgment, divorce, annulment, and bankruptcy, may pa naalala ko to. Nobody can touch it. Pwede natin tawagin ito ng MC Hammer Law. Disclaimer lang mga kaibigan, disclaimer lang. Hindi po kami tax professionals ito. You still consult your tax professionals or tax consultants just to ask about the Internal Revenue Code 7702. Ito we're just talking about it. I remember that, Kuya Ovil, that this 7702 is a tax code that governs the life insurance contract. Ganun yun. So guys, pag bumili kasi kayo ng life insurance, there's a law that supports it. And that law is the Internal Revenue Code 7702. So yan yung magsasabi na it actually defines, na sinasabi ng government na legitimate itong mga tax consequences na nangyayari sa loob ng life insurance. But again, talk to your tax consultants about it. Very good. Thank you so much. So ngayon, it makes sense, So gagamit tayo ng life insurance sa infinite banking concept dahil the 7702 na yan. So ibig sabihin may tax advantage yung life insurance. So that's actually very good. So ngayon may pera dun sa loob na yon. Ang iniintindi ko lang ngayon is the process how this IBC works. Okay, so meron tayong we have this whole life policy. So ibig sabihin, we will be putting premium inside the policy.
Correct.
Tama tayo dyan, So what happens to the policy? Do you remember that, Sonny? So when you put premium into the policy, what happens to it?
When you put premium into the policy, there's two ways that the money can go to.
Okay.
The cost of the insurance and the savings.
All right.
So in this one, you can tailor it to whatever you want. You could put a higher savings and do 10-90 or 80-20.
Okay.
Because most insurances before, it was 50-50.
Okay.
Where, cost of insurance is 50% and the savings is 50%.
Okay.
But in this one, you can tailor it to more savings, so you could save more money.
Oh, so you can
and make more
manipulate it
money.
that way.
Yes, you can
So that's the
manipulate it.
difference now. That's very
Correct.
good.
Exactly.
So, ang ibig lang sabihin nun, pag nagbigay tayo ng premium ngayon, we put a premium, that premium goes two parts.
Two parts.
Okay, so a part of it goes to the cost of insurance, and the other part of it goes to the savings.
Correct.
Well, the regular cash value life insurance naman kasi talaga, it's almost half, half goes here, half goes there. Talaga naman yan, But you're saying, what we're going to do in the infinite banking concept is we only put a little into the cost of insurance.
Correct.
Para you'll have more on the savings.
More on the savings.
Abay, gusto ko to. This is very nice.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I like this one. Okay. So ngayon, I'm more on the savings. Guys, listen to this one. This is actually very good, So on the savings, let's put some numbers. Lagay tayo ng numbers, okay? So halimbawa, maglalagay ako ng $1,000 every month. For example lang. So $12,000 a year. So pwede ako maglagay ng magkano sa cost of insurance? How much I'm gonna be putting?
Cost of insurance, like you could put 10% minimum.
Okay.
And
So
then-
na lang natin, round off na lang natin, $2,000.
$2,000,
Okay.
right.
And then, so yung $10,000 ko nasa savings.
Correct.
Oh, that's very good. I like it. Okay. So what happens to my savings now?
Well, there's also advantage. You could also use your savings, and you can pull it out after 3 days. You can take out 95%.
What?
Yes.
That's how fast it is.
That's how fast it
That's
can
That's
how
go.
very
fast
good.
it is.
Ganun ba yun, kuya?
Yeah,
So,
kasi like me, I was used to having a life insurance, and there is a cash value attached to it, but you cannot access that for a long time.
okay.
You need to wait for 7 or 10
Yeah, I'm
years.
familiar with that,
Because
yeah.
there is a surrender charge attached to that policy. But in this one, it's very liquid.
Wow.
So that's why it's the name infinite banking concept. So you become your own banker.
Okay.
You pay the cost of insurance plus the cash value. Just like Sunny said, in 3 days or less or a little bit more, you can already access it.
So basically,
It's
so
very
the
liquid.
savings, say for example, punta natin dun sa, let's just go to the $10,000, okay? So this $10,000, my savings, how much is it going to earn?
It's going to earn you 4%
Okay.
here. And then you could pull out, like I said, 95%. So 9,500 after
You can,
3
okay.
days.
Okay, is this going to be a withdrawal or a loan?
It's gonna be a loan, but going back to that interest that Sunny said, you gotta remember that it's a compounding interest.
Okay.
So you'll be earning interest upon
That,
interest.
yeah, I remember that.
And then also because it's a mutual company, you will get also a dividend.
Dividends.
Depending
Okay.
on the declaration of the it differs every company, so it
Okay.
can varies from 4 to 5% dividend at the end of the year.
Okay.
But what was the question again?
So what we're going to do, so yung $10,000, say for example, lagay natin sa bucket A. Kunwari, na? So that savings goes to the bucket A. So you're saying that that money is earning interest plus the dividends.
4%.
Correct.
And it will grow compounding.
Correct.
And of course, because guys, life insurance, when you have cash value, when it grows, it's actually tax deferred, or if you take it as a loan, it's tax free.
Correct.
So that's very good. So my money is actually growing there. Okay, now Sonny was saying I can borrow against it
That's
up to
exactly right.
95%,
That's
Yes.
exactly right.
and I can get it next few days.
That's
Yes,
exactly.
correct.
That's true.
I'm going to put my money there. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is interesting, guys. Okay, so we put money into the savings of $10,000, and then lagyan natin ng, let's put a vision. Okay, so there's bucket B. This is the money of the insurance company, right? That's how it works, right? So I can borrow from the insurance company against whatever is my bucket A. So if that's $10,000, I can borrow from the insurance company $9,500.
Correct.
Correct. You're exactly right, Enrico.
So
And
what happens to my $10,000?
as if you didn't touch it.
It's still there.
It's
making
still
money.
there. Exactly. That's exactly Sunny. So that's what Sunny was saying earlier. The other people's money,
Right.
and that's exactly what the banks are doing too.
Okay.
You know, the depositors like us and millions of us deposits our money in the bank,
Okay.
and they use it, invest it in some other place, and they make money out of it, and then, you know, give us back as a reward a very minuscule amount of interest
Very good.
to make us happy. But the thing about this, you mentioned about a withdrawal. It's not a withdrawal, and that's why when you mentioned that when it's in a form of loan, it's tax free.
Okay.
So you can access your money in a form of loan
Okay.
using the insurance company's asset, because when you become a contract holder, or meaning a policy holder in that mutual company, you become a part of it.
Okay.
So you know, you are able to access. You are given the right to access their assets. So whatever money you have in your cash value or the savings part, you can access up to, just like Sunny said, up to 95%. But when you take out in a form of a loan, you use your money there as a collateral, but it stays there and keeps on earning money for you.
Galing naman ito. Guys, you see that? So, you see, there are different ways on how to use life insurance, really. You know, because it's, if I may just tell you this, guys, you know, people only know life insurance as an instrument when somebody dies. There's a death benefit that goes to the family. You know, I was one of them up until I
Correct.
got to understand the whole life insurance industry very, very in-depthly, you know. Thank you so much for that sharing. Now, let me just go back to the whole story. So there's there's money put it into, there's a premium, it goes two parts. Now, the saving part, you know, that's $10,000 goes to the bucket A, but you borrow against it using the bucket B, which is the insurance company's money, right?
Correct.
And up to
Correct.
95% of that. So I have $9,500, but my $10,000 is still growing.
Correct.
Isn't that wonderful, huh? I have a question. So if I get that $9,500 from the insurance company, will I be paying some fees there?
Yes.
That's a very good question. You may want to
Yeah.
answer that to Sam.
Well, everybody knows that nothing's for free, right? So yes, they'll charge you a 5%,
You know,
but it's not a compounding; it's a standard 5%. So
Simple
the money,
interest.
simple interest.
Okay.
So the money that you're earning on your 10,000 in your other bucket is getting interest, compounding. So it's higher than the 5% that simple interest that you're going to be getting.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
going to
what-
be
wash
it's going to be
out.
a wash.
it was a wash, right?
out,
Okay,
right?
very good.
Exactly.
I actually like that. So now I can have a $9,500, a money that I don't have.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy? That's very powerful. Okay, so now I have something to do with $9,500. I have the back of my mind right now. Of course, you know, not to go shopping, guys. Okay, this is not a shopping talk show.
Yeah.
But I have extra $9,500 while my $10,000 is growing. Okay, so I borrowed it. Now, Orville, once I borrow that money, $9,500, will I be paying it back, or you know, because I borrowed money, right? Like credit cards.
Well, the simple answer to that question, Enrico, is that you don't have to pay it.
What? I have $9,500 and I don't have to pay
Exactly.
for it? I'll take it anytime, guys.
Because the system, as it's working, will also pay for the loan in there, because you're earning interest, and as well as, just like Sunny said, it's going to be a wash loan, and you know, also the dividends. But then, you see, the concept here is to become your own banker.
Okay.
So the bank operates on how many depositors they have,
Correct.
and how many money or how much money are deposited each day. So you may want to do that, you know, repay the loan,
Okay.
and an interest on top of it, because it goes back to your bucket.
Wow.
So the more money you have in there, the more money you can access.
I think I can put it all together. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love this one. Okay, so I have $9,500 I borrowed from bucket B. Now I need to pay it back because I want to operate my finance like a bank.
Mm-hmm.
So I give back the $9,500, but you want me to put an interest on top of it.
Correct.
But you're telling me that interest that I put on top of this $9,500, it goes back to me?
Yes, because you're the bank, so the money goes back to you.
Wow. Okay, so I paid myself, I paid what I owe, and then the interest goes back to the bucket A, where my cash value is. Is that where it goes, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so now the more money that I have in that bucket A, the more that I can
The
borrow
more we can
against
borrow.
it.
Yes.
Correct.
So that's where the banking system is.
Correct.
I love it.
Awesome. That's why
Okay.
I told you some people don't believe it. They
Okay.
think it's too good to
I know,
be
guys,
true.
this is not an easy idea. I'm just trying to paint it onto my mind right now how it actually works, really. But it actually could work really, really well for if people put time to understand this one. So, but the question right now, guys, is why will I be using? What's the benefit of infinite banking concept? Okay, so I can put my money in and put my money out. That's a great idea. But what's the benefit of this one? The way I look at it, probably just like the access of $9,500. That's capital formation. That's extra money for me. Money that I don't really have already. So one benefit is capital formation.
Correct.
True.
That's very good. I love it.
There's so many strategies you can apply to it, Enrico. And like you said, the capital formation. And the other thing is also you can use it to finance your purchases, like
Okay.
buying a car, a home, or sending your kids to college,
Okay.
college funding, and a lot of other things.
Okay.
And one of the benefit here also is using your expenses to create and become your own banker.
Okay.
That's another concept within the concept of the infinite banking.
Okay, very
concept.
good. That's something I like to hear. When I spoke to you guys in the initial, talk about being a guest for this debut talk show. I like this one, right? We're talking about turning liabilities into an asset. So this is what you're pertaining
Exactly.
to, right? So the turning liabilities into an asset, just like what you said a while ago, it's a strategy inside a concept.
Correct.
So turning liabilities to an asset strategy using the infinite banking concept process, right?
Correct.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So you also mentioned a while ago that this is a process that you can convert your expenses in making money for you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now you got my attention. Okay, let's do this. So how does it work? who can give me an initial talk about turning liabilities into an asset?
Well, when you own a company and you have expenses,
Okay.
what happens when you have that monthly expenses? Once you put it in the bank and you pay your bills, what happens to that money?
It's gone. Just like my mom said, my income, it just went through my palms and it's gone. It's gone.
The good thing about making money through your liabilities into assets is that you have the money, let's say $10,000 that you need for payroll for a small company. You can use that $10,000, put it into the bank, and you're making money into that insurance policy. And then the money that you take out, that's how you would pay your monthly bills.
So you're going to be
Off of the-
borrowing from the insurance.
Borrow
Yeah,
from
that
the
makes
insurance
sense.
company.
Yeah, very good. You would like to elaborate on that, Pierre?
Yeah, and just like Asani said earlier at the beginning of our conversation, how the banking system works.
Okay.
So a regular, Sani cited a business owner. And this can be done also by an individual or a family who has a budget and expenses as well.
Okay.
So what happened is that when people, we work for money. Once we get paid, and the same thing with business, you have a cash flow coming in,
Yeah,
but you have bills to pay.
of course.
And so many bills. Well, once you put it in the bank and then you pay your bills, your money is
Your money's
gone.
That's right.
So what you do is you park your money into this infinite banking concept with a strategy of turning liabilities into asset, and then from that, instead of using paying your bills from the bank, you pay your bills or your expenses from the money that is parked or from the assets of the insurance company.
Okay, I lost there. Okay, but I tried to figure it out. Okay, let me figure it out. So I have a whole life policy. Just go back, all right? So we put a premium there. That premium goes to the cost of insurance and goes to the savings. That's
Correct.
right. Okay. Now my savings is going to be going to that bucket A,
Correct.
and then when I borrow against it, it comes from bucket B. So turning liabilities into an asset, I put my money expenses into this premium, and then it goes. Some part of it goes to pay the cost of insurance, and the majority of that is going to be in the
The
savings.
savings.
Okay, that savings is gonna go to my bucket A. But what's going to pay for the bills is the insurance company's money, which is the bucket
From
B.
bucket B.
I love it.
And that's exactly right. And why it's so good? Because the money that you normally pay your bills or expenses that could have been gone, if you are using this strategy, that money will now create a new asset or new money for you in the form
Correct.
of cash value.
That is actually true.
That is tax-free.
Wow, this is so powerful, okay? I actually love it. So, mga kaibigan, ladies and gentlemen, mga kap, mga kapatid, So, ang turning liabilities into an asset, ang idea nito, using the infinite banking concept, is to teach you and me on how to operate our finances like the banking system. Kung imagine po natin, lahat ng pera natin sa bangko, ang gagawin lang natin doon, from the bank, we pay all our bills. But right now, ang sinasabi ng idea na to is for us to put our money into a life insurance policy. The money that is intended to pay for the bills, you keep it, and that's going to make money for you. But what's going to pay for the expenses is the insurance company's money. This is awesome. So, ibig sabihin, let's just put some numbers, for example lang. So, if I'm a business owner, for example, payroll, gaya na sinasabi mo kanina, Sunny, right? So, if I put payroll of $50,000, right?
Correct.
Pero sabi mo kanina, I still have to pay some cost of insurance, right?
Correct.
Kunwari na lang, lagay tayo ng cost of insurance. Sabi natin, $55,000, for example. So, I put $55,000 today. Tomorrow, I can borrow $50,000 kunwari to pay for my payroll.
95%.
Pero yung 55 ko, buo pa rin.
Buo pa rin.
Buo pa rin. Yeah.
Okay, doon naman tayo sa mortgage. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. So, yung halimbawa mortgage ko, $2,000 ang mortgage ko. So, halimbawa maglagay tayo ng cost of insurance ulit, right? Sabihin natin $2,500. So, lagay ako ng $2,500. Tapos, pwede ako mag-pool ng $2,000 to sa insurance company. Babayaran ko na yung mortgage ko, pero buo pa rin yung $2,500 ko.
Buo pa rin.
Totoo yun.
Amazing.
Tama, sabi mo, it's too good to be true.
Yeah, yun ang karamihan na reaction. It's too good to be true. But, Enrico, it's, it's good and it's true.
That's correct.
And mayroon pa ng dagdag yan kung if you have time. Ang ano kasi dyan, not only are we formulating and becoming your own banker and saving your expenses from your money from your expenses by creating new money, new assets. But what's happening here, and kadalasan kasi sa mga investment, 401k, and how much will I be earning? But a lot of people doesn't forget to ask how much will I be saving.
Correct.
Perfect.
So
Correct
dito
yan.
sa ano na ito, sa concept na ito, Sunny, at saka Enrico, meron tayo kasing mga kaaway ng pera natin, enemies of our money.
Correct.
Ang tinatawag natin ay fees, interest, inflation, and taxes.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yun.
Yeah. Very
So
good.
dito sa strategy na ito, we can
Eliminate
eliminate paying all these fees, interest, and also defeat the inflation as well as the taxes. Yun ang
alam mo ba yan, pag tinuturo ko yung enemies of money na yan, naalala ko, it's good that you mentioned that, Kuya Orville, ang tawag ko dyan, termites of your money.
yes.
Alam mo kasi mga kaibigan, mga kap, ganito yan Kung kayo may bahay kayo, merong termites doon, hindi nyo ba aayusin yun? The
Exactly.
next day, you're gonna call these exterminators. Tama ang tawag daw, right?
Exterminators.
Kasi alam ko lang yung anay Okay. So you're gonna call these exterminators right there and there. Now, you guys think na itong fees, interest, and fees, interest,
Inflation
and taxes.
Yes.
These are also termites of your money.
Exactly,
Ibig
yeah.
sabihin, you want to get exterminators of these enemies of money. So mga kaibigan, ito na yung mga exterminator natin. Si Orville at saka si Sunny. So give them a call, guys, because this is going to be the exterminators. Let's just talk about fees, para lang sa pagkakaalam ng lahat. Especially on if you have this IRAs, individual retirement accounts, right? IRAs, meron dito na hindi natin nakikita. Invisible ito Probably you can see just, the word fees there in any statement that you have. But what people don't know, there could be some investment fees there. There's administrative fees. There could be fiduciary fees. There could be some consulting fees.
A lot of fees.
And
Fees and taxes.
Exactly, So it can run from 0.3% to 3.5%. You know?
Correct.
Mga ganun ang mga expenses na itong fees na to. And it's all Wall Street, earning from this one. It's not that we don't want them to earn, but it's an enemy of your money.
And whether your money is earning or not, you need to pay that fee.
Exactly, yun yung nakakatakot doon. That's very good. And the other thing too, yung interest na sinasabi mo, Kuya O.
Yun, yung interest. Alam mo yung nung bagong nating ako dito sa Amerika, natutuhan ko yan na every time may bibilhin ka, every time you buy something, you always ask, how much is the interest rate on this? Then because the lower is the interest rate, the better we think.
Yeah.
Pero hindi natin pala nare-realize that it's not that's kind of deception yung interest.
Ako rin, I agree.
Oo.
It's a deception.
Dahil kasi ang nangyayari, hindi nakaka-calculate at hindi nakikita ng mga consumer is the volume of interest.
Correct. Totoo yun. Ako, agree
Over
ako
time,
dyan.
it's the
Oo.
volume of interest you're paying.
Correct, oo. Naalala ko yung na yan, the volume of interest. For example, pwede natin bigyan ng example sila. Mga kaibigan, for example lang, bili tayo ng bahay. Tama
Correct.
yun,
Oo.
Halimbawa, ang bahay, ang sinay natin is 6% interest rate. Meron mo naman 6% ngayon, di ba? Okay. Kunwari lang, na. Kunwari, halimbawa, 6% ang interest rate ng bahay, ang interest ng inutang nating bahay. Halimbawa, the house is, let's just say, $250,000. O yan ang hindi katotohanan ngayon. Mga bahay ngayon is very expensive. Let's just talk about numbers that we can comprehend at this time. Sige. Halimbawa, 6%, $250,000 yung bahay. And sabihin natin, 30 years natin siyang uutangin.
Yes,
So,
conventional law.
ang alam natin kasi, what we sign up for is just 6%.
6%.
Just pertaining to what you said, Kuya Orville, you may correct me if I'm wrong, In fact, that 6% is not the 6%. It's the
Exactly.
volume of interest na sinasabi ni Orville dito, Sunny.
Tama.
The total amount of that is not 6%. In fact, it's 115%.
115%. And, if people
Laki
may
nun.
look
Laki
at
nun.
their statement, makikita mo na yung payment mo every month, it's almost the whole portion of that goes to interest.
Exactly.
And a very small amount for principal.
Alam mo kasi ako, I remember kasi I was teaching about this interest at one point. Ang halimbawa yung 250,000 na bahay, ang interest niyan is almost $300,000. It's more than the house that you bought.
Doble. More
Yeah.
than More than double.
And I can give you some numbers too, guys. Dito sa America, US families lose 34.5% of every hard-earned dollar due to what? Interest rate or
Interest
finance charges.
That's
Hindi
exactly
natin alam
true.
yan.
That's true.
34 ibig sabihin, sa piso o sa $100, 34.50 napupunta na sa finance charges. And this is the thing, Sonny.
And then you add tax to that.
Oh my God, that's
Wala-
heavier,
Yeah.
Isasama mo pa ang tax doon. Yan yung nakakatakot, That's the reason why, guys, educational information about finance is gonna help us, tao dito. Kaya itong talk show na to is dedicated to teach all of this small things, probably, but it will mean a lot of things, to people.
Yes.
And then the other thing too, yung inflation na sinasabi natin,
Oh. Yeah.
4%.
Ang
That's another big
inflation
one.
is very bad. In fact, Sonny, ang inflation nung 12 months, nung 2020, 2021, yung 12 months na yun, ang inflation was 6.2%. Inflation yun. Ibig sabihin, ng inflation na yan, kung meron kong $1,000 right now, hindi mo na mabibili yung $1,000 na yan next year.
It's not the same
It's
buying
not
power.
the same, It's just
Right.
less 6%, So, ganun ang ibig sabihin ng buying power doon. So, ibig sabihin, in everything that we put money into, like an investment, you have to make sure that the interest or the earnings of your investment is more than enough to outpace the inflation.
Correct.
Basic lang naman yan, di ba?
Yes, correct.
And this is actually what's so scary. Nakita niyo yung news ngayon, today?
Yeah.
My God,
What
it's
else?
inflation is hitting us. Natatawa nga ako. There's this thing that I was reading. Ang sabi ba naman mga kaibigan, I don't usually brag that I go to very expensive places, but just to let you know, I just came from a gasoline station. Because gas prices just on the roof right now.
Skyrocketing.
It's skyrocketing. Yeah. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng inflation natin.
Yun nga ang biro ngayon na Enrico, going back to yung joke mo na yun, sabi ng brother-in-law ko coming down here, tinawagan ako, sabi niya, I love your sister so much that I'm giving her a very expensive gift. I said, what did you give her? A full tank of gas.
Diba? Totoo yun. It's now a joke coming out there, but this is really serious, guys. You know, that's inflation for us, you know. In fact, gaya nga sabi ko, it's a perfect storm today. You know, yung inflation na yan, yung COVID na yan, at saka yung Russia-Ukraine problem. That's the reason why, that's what's happening right now, you know.
Right.
So, guys, yan yung mga kailangan nating isipin. You know, what are we doing with our finances? We just cannot just sit back and relax. You know, we have to make sure that we know how to you know, to do something a little bit
to
about it.
cope up
You know?
with inflation. Yeah.
Exactly. And lastly, the one that you were talking about, Sonny, taxes. You know?
Taxes. Yeah.
Okay. And ito yung tanong ng mga tao. How many times do you think is your money being taxed?
It's taxed over and over. Well, at
Taxed
least-
over and over, man,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
You know, binuhay mo, ako, halimbawa pag empleyado kayo, you know, from before your money, your salary hits the bank, they already withheld the
Actually,
taxes, right?
right.
So your money is in the bank already. Pagdating doon sa banko, you want to buy groceries, guess what you pay? Sales tax.
tax.
Very good, right? Now, we're talking about gasoline. When you buy gasoline, you pay excise
Excise
tax, you
yeah.
know? My God, these are all taxes here and there, you know? So, you know, marami tayo dyan. We pay real estate tax, sales tax, or gifts tax, and capital gain tax. Marami tayong tax.
And also, don't forget, depending on what state you live in,
Oh,
you're
yun
also
pa.
paying state
Yeah,
tax.
state
Exactly.
And
you know?
other taxes that the state would impose.
Yun.
the
That's actually a problem. And also, I would just like to add on to those taxes. U.S. families lose 36% of
Exactly.
every hard-earned dollar due to what? Government taxes. 36%.
36%.
And you were right, Sonny, kanina. Yung taxes and
interest.
and interest lang.
Interest.
That's
Wala
over
na.
70% already.
Ubus na.
Ubus na yung pera mo.
30% na lang.
Wala na, di ba? And what's so sad about this one, we're all in one system.
Correct.
You know, we're all in one system. You know, so that's very sad. But these are things that we don't usually talk about every day. You know, but it's good for us to understand that there are things happening that we don't really see, but we have to put our attention to. Ganun naman yung mga kaibigan, mga kap, ano? We just have to make sure na bigyan natin ng pansin what's happening. Gaya ng sabi natin kanina, we have to protect our hard-earned dollar.
Correct.
You know, yun naman yun ang ating yan naman ang role natin dito kaya tayo nagpunta ng Amerika. You know?
Yeah.
Kailan ka ba dumating ng Amerika, Sonny?
Ako, matagal na. 6 years old lang ako. Nandito na.
Oh my God. You know? 36 ka na ngayon. Ikaw kayo, how long ka na dito?
In 1982, when I joined the U.S. Navy.
Oh, you were 6 years old too.
Yeah, I was 6 years old. Actually, I was 5.
Ako naman, 10 years na ako dito sa Amerika, pero I really learned a lot, you know. Ang buhay Amerika, we always, we loved it. When we were younger in the Philippines, we always wished to go to the United States. Now we are here. Ang ibig lang sabihin na when we are here, wag natin pabayaan ang hard-earned dollar. So that's very good. At least alam natin na we need to know what we need to do, at least. So guys, dito sa talk show natin, this is just the beginning, and we're gonna see each other, too many times, in the future. This is just the debut of In My Toolbox. So ito yung naman yung purpose ng In My Toolbox. We give great information to our fellow kababayans,
Correct.
But of course, hindi lang dito sa United States. In fact, globally rin. We PHLV napapanood yan globally, So, again, dito sa ating topic ngayon na turning liabilities into an asset, ang ibig lang using the infinite banking concept, just to give a recap, is just the infinite banking concept is going to be your tool to operate your finances like a bank. And by that same tool, one of the benefits is to turn liabilities into an asset, which means that your expenses, you can actually make money out of it.
Correct.
Alam mo, may naalala ako isang kaibigan ko, Ito, minention ko to minsan. Minsan kasi, when you are a financial professional, our goal really is to find ways and means on how to help our clients, meaning to save them money. Sometimes we tell them, hey, don't go to McDonald's first, try to save money. Don't go to the movies first, Don't go vacation first, put money aside. Well, it's so true. It is actually so true. I don't have anything against that, But can you imagine if I tell my wife, oh, don't go to the beauty parlor first? She's just going to kick my butt.
She's going to kill you.
And now, because of the idea of turning liabilities into an asset, I think we have a solution, right?
Yeah.
So ibig sabihin, all of this lifestyle, then they can keep it.
You don't have to change it.
Exactly. You don't have to change it. Probably you can change a little bit, But because any excessive expenses is bad anyway. But what I'm trying to point out here is now you can make money out of this expenses.
Expenses, correct.
Perfect, So probably what you guys can do, what we can all do, is to go out there and help all of this people on learning how to harness all of these expenses.
Yeah.
And make money out of it. Very good. So ganun lang naman tayo dito, guys. Alam mo, ang bilis ng oras sa totoo lang, This is our first show for In My Toolbox. But probably before we end the show, I hope mga kababayan, you just learned something there regarding to our topic today. It might be a very unconventional. You're just going to be a lot of need of getting used to on understanding this.
Correct.
Probably you guys would want to tell everybody where they can call you or contact you, to be able to give more information. Kasi ito, one way lang ata ngayon, right? for us, if they need or if they have more questions, how do they get in touch with you? Are you on LinkedIn, ba, Sonny?
Yes, I'm LinkedIn, but I'm still have to update some information on there.
Probably Facebook, siguro they can get you in Facebook too.
No,
I know where.
I don't-
People can go in the bowling alley, they can find you.
No, I don't have a Facebook.
Okay, so LinkedIn, look for Sonny Landero in LinkedIn. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, Kuya Or, how can they find you?
Oh, very easy. They can find me in Instagram.
Oh, okay.
J.O. Arias88, or in Facebook, J. Orville Arias, or in LinkedIn. I'm also there as J. Orville Arias. You can search me, and you can call 804-908-8894.
Okay, perfect.
That's the number.
Okay, perfect. So, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
for me also, you can get in touch with me at 702-354-4804.
Very good. So they can invite you to play golf.
Yes.
That's very good, guys. So I hope, mga kapatid, you were able to learn something very unconventional. All you have to do is just to learn more, research more, and of course, consult with financial professionals too. It's not just probably us. Marami naman dyan. You can go to them, ask them about this turning liabilities to an asset. Using the infinite banking concept is a very powerful tool that you can add on into your financial arsenals, if I may say it. So again, guys, maraming salamat, Kuya Orville, for being
you,
here
Enrico.
in the show. And hindi ko makakalimutan ito kasi ito yung first show ng
For sure.
In My Toolbox. And of course, Sonny Landero, I know you're busy. In fact, he just came from a meeting today, so I just have to bring him on board here. So thank you so much for helping. Again, mga kap, what I'm trying to say here is this is going to be your go-to show or talk show for your personal finances. Probably if you have some questions, of course, you can always shoot PHLV a text or go to Facebook, ask all those questions. Definitely, we'll get back to you and give all the answers that we can probably get for you. And if you have some topics that we would want to talk about too, just feel free to put it into the communication line, and definitely we'll get into it and we'll put it into our lineup for the whole year. So this is just the beginning. Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan. Just like I've said in the beginning, marami tayong mga topics para po sa inyong lahat at para sa dagdag kaalaman po ninyo. So again, pangalan ko po, my name is Enrico Pobre. You can find me sa LinkedIn. You can also search my name sa Facebook. You can even Google my name. So magkita-kita po tayo again for our next episode of In My Toolbox next week. Magandang gabi ulit.